Hi everyone! Oh, thanks for joining me. Sorry, I think I'm a couple minutes late. Sorry guys! I had to rejig some stuff here. And then I had to get the prizes going and all this stuff. So I'm really sorry. I'm a couple minutes late here, but I'm really happy that you're joining me either live or on the replay. I'm sorry, I have to just get something else going here too. So you'll have to just forgive me here as I look down a little bit. But I am so excited that you are here joining me. It's a beautiful Tuesday. I've burned my part. I sat outside so long today. I burned my part. So, anyways, that's just a sign of a successful spring day. Oh, I might be a little rosy here too, actually. Whoopsie. It's like we never learn, right? Every single year, as soon as the weather gets beautiful, you just run outside and you don't think about, doing the responsible things. And then you just burn like a little pale, pasty little Edmontonian in this hot summer sun that's trying to warm up this frigid outside. But you know what? I can see outside right now, I can see leaf buds. So that makes me really, really excited. I would love to hear what you guys were up to too. So please, if you're watching live, make sure to check in. Say hi to me, let me know how you're doing, what you're up to. And I'm just logging in here. Okay, log in. Log in, log in. And we're going to talk about so much stuff today. I'm really, really, really excited. I've got a lot of projects to show you too, so I'm going to try to do it as quickly as I can. So if you are watching live, please be easy on yourself. I've made these projects before. I've designed them, so I know what I'm doing, and I'm going to be able to do it a lot faster than you. So cut yourself some slack. Know that this replay is going to be available forever for you, and that you don't have to stress. And if you're watching on replay right now, you are laughing because you're like, of course, I'm pausing and I'm backing up and all of this stuff. So it's not a problem at all, right? If you're on the replay. Now let me just see this. I want to make sure that I can see who's who's online. So is it gonna do it? Yeah, it's gonna do it. Here we go. Oh, I can see Michelle and Bilkis and Alana and Kimberly and Brenda. I can see you too. Oh, thank you so much for joining in. I'm so pleased that you're here. I think first things first, we should talk about some prizes. What do you guys think? Should we wait on the prizes or should we do them now? Woo! I know that many of you were commenting along. And I'm so pleased that you guys were having fun playing my games. It's funny because I first of all saw my hydrangeas, and those are sitting inside for now, but they're going to be planted outside in a little bit as soon as we can be confident that they're not going to freeze. And then I started looking around and I saw every theme that we were using this month. So I'm really glad that you guys got all of my, I don't think anyone really put in a wrong answer. You guys got them all. So thanks for commenting along. And this contest is now closed, but this was so much fun. I might just do this in the future. So be sure to stay tuned to my Facebook page for updates like that. And we'll have a little contest like this a little bit more often. So if you are wondering what I'm talking about, maybe you don't know what I'm talking about. Let me just turn you around here. And I've got some fun. Oh, I've got the slowest tablet in the world, you guys. And I'm just trying to open up my spinning wheels that I did because I put all of your names in there. Okay, so I got two different gifts that I'm going to be doing, and I've got two draws. So let's do for commenting on my teaser post. You guys were so excited about this, and I'm so glad that you were. Come on, baby, let's open this up. So for that, I'm going to be giving away some glitter enamel dots. So take a look at these. Aren't they cute? These are retired. If you guys want to get your hands on these, I've got a few extra sets. So let me know if you'd like to purchase these. Okay, I've got my spinning wheel here. Look at all the names on there. Is it going to focus? Yes. Look at all of you guys on there. And I said that you actually got a bonus entry when you posted a link to my page, my online store, or if you posted a picture of them. So there's lots of names in here multiple times. So even though there were just 4 pictures that you could enter to win, there's lots of draw entries here. So let's do the spin. Ooh, who's it gonna be? Lucky, 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 lucky. Oh, yes! That to me looks like Michelle is getting some fantastic, beautiful, multicolored glitter enamel dots. And you know what? These perfectly represent her personality. So I'm so glad that she's got these. That's wonderful. And then I also did, let's see here. Where am I going now? Okay. Oy, oy, oy. I consider myself like a fairly tech savvy person, but when you're working on the slowest tablet in the world and every update that you install on it makes it even slower, then it's quite frustrating. I've got some really fun gifts here to give to this next person, these next people actually. So there's 2 gifts here, and that's because on one of my posts, I asked you to tag a friend and to let me know what your favorite product is from the new catalog. So this was from quite a while ago, and it was such an easy way to enter to win. I was glad to see that many of you had fun. And what on earth is happening here? We might have to come back to this. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. So now, look at this. I'm on a split screen now, you guys. Oy, oy, oy. It always happens when you're live on the internet, right? Okay, here we go. I'm in the right spot now. Spinning wheels. And for naming your favorite product suite, let's get this name up, or this wheel up. So this is going to have 2 winners because the person who commented is going to have a prize, and then the person who they tagged is also going to get the same prize here. So look at those good chances of winning. Good job, you guys. Let's see who's going to be the winner here. Yeah, Jerry and Stella. Very good. And Jerry's favorite was the ice cream cone builder punch. That one is amazing as well. So I'm so happy to be giving those to you guys. We'll have to coordinate how to get those to you. Now let me show you what's coming next month. Many of you have received this already, haven't you? And if you haven't already, please, please, please let me know. I'd be happy to get one over to you somehow, whether it's in the mail, whether it is, you know, what on earth did I do here? I somehow made it split screen, and now I've ruined my whole experience. But make sure you contact me about getting one of these. And then if you already have one of those, you most likely have a little packet like this from me as well. This is not for tonight, okay? This you're going to save until May 4th when we have our very special launch party. May 4th, the start of this brand new catalog, annual catalog. We are going to make this project together. I'm going to do a whole bunch of prizes, and yeah, draw entries are being earned as I speak. So make sure you go to my event page, and then you can also what was I going to say? Oh, and we're going to do a little catalog tour. My tech is throwing me off tonight, you guys. So we're not going to focus on this tonight because we can't have that yet. So we're going to focus on what we can play with right now. I'm going to transition you over here to show you my free gift this month, a 10-card sampler pack. And it's free with a $100 order in April. And this one's got lots of fun projects in it. So let me show you a few of those. So when you get it, it looks just like this, and you only have to pair it with a saying stamp set and whatever ink pad of your choice. So it's a really easy kit for anyone to create. So let's take a look, because there's some paper pumpkin cards in there, and then there's some kit cards in there too. So these ones I've made as per the paper pumpkin kit, which includes a little bit of extra stamping. So you won't have the U, you won't have these red hearts, you won't have these little things there, and you won't have this saying, but you'll have all the bits and pieces. And if you guys are like me, I actually love creating the paper pumpkin projects the way that the instructions say, but then I also save at least one set to be inspired by the people on the Paper Pumpkin fan club page on Facebook. And if you haven't joined this page yet, please, please, please write it now in the comments and I will link it up for you. And you are going to love this page. Sometimes, actually a lot of the time, I like the projects on this page better than the designs that Stampin' Up! Has come up with themselves. So it's actually great that way. It's going to give you lots of inspiration on different ways that you can use the kit or the kit supplies here in your little packet. Free with a $100 minimum order in April. If you've already placed a partial order, then please just let me know and I can let you know how much you have spent so far. So also included in that kit are some gorgeous cards that are part of our Looking Up kit. So this is a full kit that makes 15 cards total, and it includes these little die cuts, stamp set, little Bermuda Bay ink spot. But what I've given you here are just the supplies to make these cards. So you get to make one of each of the designs, and I'm going to show you an alternate actually with our first project tonight, with what we can actually what else we can make with some of the supplies in this kit. So again, if you've got that $100 sampler gift, then you've got some fun times ahead of you making some different designs. Let's talk about paper pumpkin a little bit here. So if you haven't peeked at your paper pumpkin that you've received this month, close your eyes right now. This is your warning. I'm going to have a little spoiler, but I want to make sure that everybody sees this because I've got, oh, how many do I have now? I think I have 3 extra kits left. And you're definitely going to want to snatch them up quickly because these are one of the most cute kits that I've ever seen. It's called So Cool, and it coordinates with our Ice Cream Corner, Designer Series paper, and our whole suite. And inside here, I'll show you the stamp set. We've got popsicle, watermelon, and some great sayings. And yes, it's the Paper Pumpkin Fan Club, Michelle. Yeah, I'm loving this kit too. I love even, let's just have a moment for these envelopes, which may or may not be used as envelopes for myself. They actually might get cut up and used as Designer Series paper because look at that pattern extends all the way down to the bottom. And I've got plenty of basic white envelopes that I can use for all different kinds of projects, especially these ones. You guys want to see the kind of cards that you make? Look at those little rainbows. And I like that they come like this too because you can even cut them in half and get twice as many cards out of them as you want. If you want to modify the kit, you can double the kit contents. Okay, so we've also got this adorable little popsicle. Again, if you cut it in half, you get 2 and you can color your own. Let's take a look at the actual cards that they've designed because I'm just showing you bits and pieces right now. So we've got a little kiwi popsicle, the rainbow popsicle, and we've got some watermelons and the rainbows there with our great sayings. They said that this kit was kind of kid themed, but I think that fun summertime happiness is everyone themed. Can you guys see those fun kiwis? I really like the popsicle sticks. And then what haven't we seen? Did we see watermelon yet? Yum! Look at that delicious this delicious looking watermelon. Isn't that fun? And again, it can be used as cards like this, or you can snip them and they would fit onto a regular card base, which would be approximately this size. So you could put it onto like a card base and embellish that as well and get twice as many cut pieces. So let's look at some of the other embellishments in here. We've got some stitched tags. Those are cute. Oh, you got 2 sheets of those. You can get lots of tags out of there. And then this is amazing glimmer paper, and it's cut out in different shapes. We've got rectangles and we've got these little bursts. And one of my favorite parts are these fantastic cardstock thickness. They're like a glossy cardstock actually. And you get 2 sheets of these adorable stickers. And stickers are fun for everyone. Then you also got some happy yellow twine, and you get a Bermuda Bay ink spot there too. So that's a pretty fun kit. Now you may be wondering, how can I get one of these kits? Well, from Stampin' Up, they are already not available anymore as a full kit, but you can get them from me as a full kit. I, like I said, have a couple extras every month. So if you're interested, you can just send me an email money transfer of $30 for the full kit. And I anticipate getting some refill kits for this one. They're going to be available later in the month. So if you're interested in the refill kit, also just send me a message and I'd be happy to put you on the list and make sure that I get one for you as well. Okay? The refill kits are $15, so half the price. They don't include the stamps and the ink spot. It includes only the consumable supplies to make the cards. Now, I didn't have a chance to show you this one last month because it didn't arrive quite in time, but isn't this box adorable? When you open it up, this is last month's kit. I have a few of these on hand as well if you are interested in purchasing one of them. It makes 8 cards in 2 different designs and got lots of fun layers, and I like the details. I like the clouds and the details of the flowery field. It's a very different look for this project or this kit. And let me show you here the stamp set that's included. So we've got trees and some wildflowers, and then we've got some great sayings here. So the big one here is to you, happy birthday, and then some wonderful sayings. Oh, and congratulations too. Got the birds there, and then you've got some longer sayings for inside. But for me, the most amazing part of this kit is this 4-pack of stencils that you get. So this one, of course, is a sunburst. You can see that. Comes along with the sponge. I would recommend cutting your sponge in half and in half like that. Then you'll have 4 little wedges that you can use for all different kinds of colors, and you can just rinse this one out. It will last you a long time. So we've got the sunburst, we've got the stars, we've got clouds, and even these clouds here, which you can make a really nice border out of. And then I wanted to show you this one here because this is the mountain one. And depending on how you use it and how you mask it, you can get 1, 2, 3, and then if you flip it over, you can actually get a total of 6 different mountain ranges. And then this part here gives the little shadows and the details. So if you are feeling maybe like you're not too sure about these stencils, take a look at that Paper Pumpkin fan club page and it's going to blow your mind. These stencils, when used, you know, with inspiration, honestly, the sky is the limit with what you could do with them. I think that they are making the most beautiful projects. So talking about these projects a little bit more, you can see these are the fun printed sheets that comes with, and then the cardstock bases are actually printed for some of them too. And so this one here actually goes onto that one. I haven't got these ones made yet. I was busy prepping over 525 cards. So these are nice die cut trees which you pop out and add on to, you know, your card. But they've got so many bits and pieces in this kit. You can really get some fun alternative designs. To be honest, this one, the designs that Stampin' Up! Has designed are not my favorite, but I fell in love, like head over heels in love with this kit when I saw it, what people were making with it on the demonstrator or sorry, not the demonstrator, the Paper Pumpkin fan club page. These fun pieces of paper are actually envelope liners. So I know Michelle's saying she loves a lined envelope. I do too, but I also just love using my papers. And so my fun way of getting the best of both worlds is I figure out how much is going to be visible, and I kind of make a note of it that it's going to be about there, and then I snip off this much and use this as designer series paper. Tricky, tricky. So it's like a half-lined envelope. It's like the best of both worlds. So you've got some twine, you've got dimensionals, you've got everything that you need to make these beautiful cards in the full kit. That's, again, $30. But if you're curious about this kit, curious about the stencils, I really want to encourage you to get this refill kit. Because guess what? The refill kit comes with the stencils, which are valued at $15, along with the sponge. So amazing, right? And the stamp set, or sorry, the stamp ink that comes along with it is Calypso Coral in the full kit. So if you're loving this kit, make sure you get a full kit so that you get these adorable stamps and the ink to go along with it. But I would highly recommend everyone to get the refill kit too. Whether or not you get the full kit in addition to it, the refill kit is really going to give you lots of fun crafting time, even on your own. And let's talk now about retired products. There is one humdinger of a list that's out right now. This list is completely overwhelming to look at. So what I've done instead is marked all of my retired products in my catalog, and I've done a tour so that I can show you exactly which ones are on sale, which ones are retiring, which ones are retiring as just the bundle, and most of all, to draw your attention to the back half of this catalog, because there's some really good deals. The best deal, in my opinion, for a die is this 75% off Trio of Tags die, and this one comes with 3 tags, which are conveniently attached. So you can get 3 tags at the same time with one pass through your big boss or even your mini boss. It'll fit as well. But with these being 75% off, they're $5.50. So it's a really good deal. I mean, even if you don't have the baby boss yet or the big boss, buy these and then get like, it's such a stinking good deal. So anyways, that's my spiel. Make sure you take a look at these. There's some what I call essential dies that are retiring right now, like my stitch nested labels and the stitch shapes. Those are the 2 that I really like to encourage people to get as soon as they're starting out with their die cutting, because these 2 are going to give you really versatile shapes for a lot of different projects. We're actually using the stitch nested labels on 2 of our projects tonight. So really good deal. Make sure you take a look at those videos. If you want me to link that up for you, just type in the comments as you're watching the live video. I go through those and I would be happy to link that up for you. So you might be wondering, well, she's not talking about this mini catalog very much. And that's because if we take a look on the back, I'll show you where to find it because I can't remember the dates. I'm sure you can't remember the dates, but I'll show you where to find it. And so June 30th is when this mini catalog is active until, and some of these products are going into our new annual catalog, and some of them are bundled, some of them are not. So it's worthwhile to kind of pay attention to that. But this month we're going to be really focusing on this annual catalog because this ends May 3rd or as supplies last. So for the last half of the catalog, these products are coming from overseas. So once they're sold out, they're sold out. Meanwhile, the first half of the catalog are stamp sets, and those ones are pretty much made to order in Kanab, Utah. So we don't have to have as much stress about those. Okay, I hope that helps you to understand. I want to point out as well this beautiful Stamparatus Carry Bag. It's got this beautiful shoulder strap. It's really well constructed, you guys, and it is seriously on sale right now. It's $15 now, and it's perfect for carrying and storing your Stamparatus. It's got all these fun pockets. It's lined, and it's got little Velcro, little pockets here for all your different plates, but you don't have to have a Stamparatus to get the use out of this as well. If you're a person who likes to craft on the go, you know I love me some Stampin' Campin', then something like this is going to be great for carrying your dies or even stamp sets, right? Just put them all in there and you can be on your way. So definitely get that, or if your Stamparatus is on your wish list, then you'll definitely want to pay attention to, and get one of those bags for yourself as a little treat. We also have in our catalog here some stamp sets that are for sale quite significantly in French. So if you're wanting to get these dies that are 75% off right now, perhaps you would prefer to go along with the French stamp set. That means that, you know, you might have some unusable sets if you don't know anyone who speaks French, but you will have all the images that go along with it. So that's one here, the To a Wild Rose. It's a really good deal. And that is not another one here. But look at this one here. So Grace's Garden, which looks like that. We just love it. Has a coordinating die set, which is significantly discounted as well. But the stamp set is 75% off the French version. And the only thing that's different are these 4 sayings here. So let me just show you a quick card that we made before in club with these beautiful dies. So we made it so it opens right up, just like that. This, I think, is a really magical set of stamps and dies that go along with it. And Shada, my dear friend, pointed it out to me last night that the French are on a really good deal right now. So thank you, Shada, for pointing that out for us and helping us save a little bit of money and think outside the box a little bit. Okay, you guys ready to get crafting a little bit? Again, May 4th. I've lost my... Oh, here it is. May 4th, we're going to be creating this project that looks like this. So if you have one of these, set it aside in a very special place along with your annual catalog, or maybe the annual catalog follows you wherever you go. Maybe it's on your night table. Maybe it goes in your purse. I don't know. But make sure you put that project in a really safe place. So I'm going to just show you the first card that we're going to be making here. This is, if you picked up from my house, you would have received this card. So it's going to look like this, and then it's also going to have a little piece of pool party cardstock as well. So grab those two. We're going to start making those right now. Okay, let me set up a light here. There we go. Okay, so the Looking Up full kit right now is being discontinued. So I wanted to show you that. It's right at the beginning here. There we go. Looking Up, the full kit includes a stamp set and the supplies for 15 cards and a little ink spot, Bermuda Bay as well. It's $39 and it's not discounted right now, but I wanted to show you, I have a bit of a special deal here, which I'll show you in a minute. So in this kit you get, like I said, the stamps, the ink, you even get a block. You get this gorgeous copper foil that they've got as stickers, like laser cut stickers, and you actually get an extra sheet of those too, which is really fun. And then you get these printed card bases, and it's really fun because that paper is actually, the designer series paper layer is printed on there. So that's the same with all of these cards. They've even given it a little bit of a shadow, but it's printed on there. And when you create these cards, as per the kit, they look like this. So you got, thanks so much, feel better soon, I'm so very thankful for you, Here, congratulations are in order and happy birthday. Now, for the card that you're going to be making tonight, I would grab just a saying set. This Peaceful Moments set is perfect. It's got just the right size of sayings. So if you have this one, just grab it and grab a Memento ink pad. We're also going to be using some Versamark too. So grab that Versamark. Okay, Memento, Versamark, and a blue reinker of your choice. If you've got this beach one though, you might have a couple of different cards. Oh, my mom is watching. Hi, Mom. Aw, moms are just the best, aren't they? They are your biggest fans. Okay, let's take a look. So that's the full card kit I wanted to show you. And there's a very special kit that I've done up this month. And it's available for purchase as a refill. So for $18, you can get all the supplies to make those cards, and it just doesn't include the stamp set, the ink spot, the adhesives, or the clear block, but I'm sure you have many of those things. This is actually available for mailing as well, just for $5.25 extra. So with it being $18, it's actually like nearly $1 a card. It's a really good deal. And so I wanted to point this out to you to put a bug in your brain, because I'm going to be collecting cards right away here. I do always collect cards, but I've kind of held off on donating them just because I know that the hospitals we're dealing with a lot right now. But I would love to collect any of your unused, or maybe they're not your taste, maybe you made it and you're trying out a technique and it wasn't going exactly the way that you thought, but it's still a perfectly good card. Please donate them to me. They don't have to have envelopes. They don't have to be perfectly stamped. They don't have to have your name on them or anything like that. Please donate them to me, and I would be happy to forward them along to the Ronald McDonald House and the Stollery. They've taken my cards in the past and they've loved being able to provide them for staff to give to families and patients, and of course for families and patients to give to staff or other family members. So it's a really wonderful way, because you know what, life doesn't stop when you're in the Stollery or if you're staying at the Ronald McDonald House or if you're impacted in this way. But it's so important for these people to have that little bit of feeling of normalcy, and to be able to give a thank you card, a birthday card, you know, feeling sorry card, you know, get better soon. So any type of cards that you have, please, please, please. I'm in South Edmonton. You can drop them off. You can mail them to me. Just contact me, reach out. But if you really love the act of crafting and you've got lots of cards sitting around, this is a really economical way for you to grab this, grab a saying set, grab a Memento ink pad, and head outside on a, you know, picnic bench and have some crafting time in the sun. You can make some cards, you can donate them to me, you can use them yourself, whatever you want to do. But I would really, really love to see the cards flooding in so that we can shower people who really need it, need their days brightened. I would love to do that. So if you are interested in getting one of these kits, you just let me know. $18, like I said, it's about $1 a card. It's such a good deal. And these are such cute cards. Okay, so let me show you what the cards are going to look like. You might have a card that looks with pieces that look like that. Or you might have a card with pieces that look like this. And these are slightly different than the samples that I showed you before that were wrapped in plastic. These are all made with my Peaceful Moments stamp set and Memento ink. So these are showing how you can make the cards just with what the kit has, and then adding on like a little supplement of a stamp set of your choice. So if you're putting these two cards together, it's kind of tricky to make multiples out of this, and I'll let you know what I'm talking about here in a second. But this one has little popped up raindrops, which is perfect for a sympathy or get well card, or, you know, I'm with you, rain or shine kind of card. And then this one I think just totally looks like I guess we have a bigger riverbank, but it looks like Edmonton skyline a little bit, doesn't it? So this is really fun. It's got two little popped up trees and then this beautiful copper foil. Now, what I wanted to show you, and what I mean by making multiple cards, is there are 3 designs in this kit which actually can be turned into 2 cards. So the supplies for 1 card can be used to create 2 cards. Oh, I'm so glad to see all your names coming up here. I see so many friends joining in. Thank you so much for watching. Thanks for catching it live. That's so exciting. So with this card here, you actually get an additional die cut piece, which is the perfect size to lay over top, and you would dimensionalize this airplane. Now, instead of doing that, I've actually turned it into a totally different card. So if you've got this airplane card, we're going to be creating tonight 2 cards out of the supplies for that 1 card. So that's one way that you can make your cards do double duty. If you've got these beautiful hot air balloons, it comes with the die cut pieces for you to pop up these 3 air balloons onto this card. But like I said, let's make those pieces go double duty and we can make a whole new card out of them. So we're going to create this pair of cards if you've got those beautiful hot air balloons. Now, this one is my favorite because I'm itching for a vacation right now and living vicariously through my cards. You know you need a vacation when you see palm trees on a card and you go, oh, that just looks so nice. So if you've got these palm trees, I'm going to show you how you can create 2 cards out of the supplies for 1. So typically, like I said in the previous cards, you would have taken these die cut pieces and put dimensionals on the back of them and popped up that card there. So I'm going to actually show you how you can get double duty out of 3 of those different designs in the kit. Okay, so the first thing that I'm going to show you, I have to kind of put a few of these cards out here so that I can help you with whatever design that you've got going on. And then I'll show you how to make the secondary card. So first of all, you're going to get out your pieces and take a peek. If you're making these 2 here, all you do is just put some dimensionals underneath these pieces, stick on your copper foil and stamp your saying and then pop that up with dimensionals. Now I'm going to be making one of my beautiful tropical cards here. So like I said, I'm going to take these die cut pieces and put them to the side for the next one. And this is going to be really easy peasy. So it's already scored and now we're just going to burnish it. Oh, Stella, thanks for tuning in. I don't know if you saw, but lucky you, you're a big winner. We got to get a prize to you. Congratulations. So this one here already has the Designer Series paper accent on there. And we're going to add in our copper foil kind of diamond pattern. And like I said, these are already stickers, so we can just peel that off. And for the airplane one, you're kind of putting it against, if you're following my design. You don't have to. I just followed the kit design. If you are putting the copper foil on as per the kit design, then you're just going to lay it on top of this black and white Designer Series paper sort of layer. And this one here, they designed it so it goes up a little bit. You could do whatever you wanted. Okay, so I've got that beautiful copper foil on there now, and I'm going to take my tag, and what should I do? I've pulled out a couple of different sayings here. Thank you seems to be a saying, a sentiment that I'm using a lot lately. I'm going to use my Memento Ink, which is a wonderful black ink that just works so well. It almost self-cleans off of the stamp. When you stamp on it, there's very little left on there for it to be cleaned off. So it's perfect for if you don't have, a cleaning pad nearby and you're wearing black yoga pants. So that just happens to be my normal crafting uniform. Black yoga pants, they double as a stamp cleaner. Only when you're using Memento ink. And don't go overboard, otherwise your wash is going to be filled with black water. Okay, now I'm going to put my little tag on top of there. That's so funny. The things that we do, right? All right, so I've got my tag on there. Now, just the card like this would be very beautiful, but I wanted to take it up a little bit in terms of style. So I've got some little gems that I've put on here, and I've done that on all of the different cards here. If you're watching along, I'd love for you to check in, say hi, comment along. I hit those likes and hearts when you see something that you like, and have fun with us. It's so nice to be connected virtually so we can stamp together even while we're apart. I love technology. Okay, I've got some little pieces here that I'm going to shake out very carefully, trying to control them because these little beauties like to disappear on me. I was joking around last night. We had our Zoom. Well, I guess it's not a Zoom. It's like a Zoom, and it's live and interactive, and it's on Google Meet. And I said, I'm working in a 2-foot square area here. How can I possibly lose things? And meanwhile, I always lose things. I'm going to use my fine tip glue pen. I'm going to use my putty side here of my take your pick tool. And then I'm just going to put 3 on. 3 seems to be the magic number for me. There we go. So 3 little dots of glue. This fine tip glue pen comes with a little peg, a little post that goes in there to the nozzle. So it says nice and clean, ready for you to use it whenever you need to. And for this one, I'm actually going to use some different ones that are a little bit more clear. I like to take the end off of my take your pick tool and use it to separate whatever I'm sticking on. Ooh, that looks fun. I put the clear one kind of half onto the black and the white, and that really showcases it. So you can just put it back together like that. Let me show you what that looks like. There we go. Can you guys see those? So this is a pack of rhinestones and these little gems. They were made for our shaker cards that are in our annual catalog. They're the flowers for every season gems, but I just love them. They come 300 in a pack, so you get tons of beautiful embellishments there that you can put into shakers, or you can just use some glue and put them onto your projects like this. Super economical and really fun colors and fresh, shiny. Of course, we always love shiny, right? So there you go. You're going to do that with any of the cards here. And then, of course, they've got their lined envelopes, which coordinate with the designer series paper on each of the cards. And on the front, you've got an address line along with a little image for all of these. So, oh, I show you the same one. There we go. A little airplane. Super cute, right? So now, maybe you're wondering, I have to stack these up, you guys, because I have to move on to this next card here. But just know, if I get ahead of you, you can always go back and watch the replay. Okay, so now get your other supplies out here. You're going to have a piece of Pool Party. I just have mine folded in half already. And then you're going to have a piece of black and white designer series paper. You can glue that on. I'm going to show you what we're making first of all here. So we are going to use some glossy white cardstock. Stampin' Up! Used to sell this, and we don't anymore. I was really hoping that it was going to be in the new catalog, but it's not. But the good thing is you can get photo paper in a lot of different places. So just get yourself some photo paper if you want to do this technique, or you can do a very similar technique where you are going to be doing emboss resist. But I wanted to show you this with the Versamark because I wasn't sure if everyone had an embossing tool, so a heat tool, and white embossing powder, but you were more likely to have this Versamark ink, which is our most versatile ink color. It's clear, and so when you stamp on cardstock, it looks like you stamped with the exact same color onto the same color of cardstock. So for example, if I stamped onto Pool Party, then it would look like I used Pool Party ink on Pool Party cardstock. but we're going to use this glossy cardstock to make an emboss resist. So, but I guess it's minus the emboss. So this cardstock does behave differently. If you wanted to do a true embossing technique, this is using white embossing powder and then onto, shimmery white cardstock, and then going over top of it with our water painter and some ink. And so this would give you the same sort of look as these beautiful soft clouds. Can you guys see those? And that would be one way of doing it. However, if we stamp directly with Versamark onto our glossy cardstock, it's going to resist the application of color wherever we stamp. So it's pretty fun. Can you guys see those clouds there? So that's what we're going to do today. Now, if you were to use Versamark and say, try to do this technique onto a shimmery white, you'd actually have the opposite effect. Your clouds would end up darker. They wouldn't resist the color, they would soak up more. So keep that in mind. I'm sure you'll remember very quickly. If you try to do it, you'll go, oh, okay, yeah, wait a second. I remember what I have to do. I have to do the emboss resist onto any other cardstock other than glossy white. But on glossy white, we are going to choose out some clouds. Now, I've got a couple of sets here. Mountain Air, of course, is a beautiful one. You've got two clouds there. You can use either the solid one or the one that's a little bit more lined. That's what I did on this one here. It's very subtle on camera, but in person you can see it a lot better. My Meadow has got some adorable little birds and a beautiful swooshy cloud. So that's what I did on this card here. And again, it's very subtle on camera. This one here, Retiring, My Meadow. Moving Along is another one that's retiring. This one's really fun with two-step stamping because you can stamp the railroad and then the child, or you, if you know you're having fun with this, can stamp the little choo-choo train going along. And so they'd stamp the outline, then stamp the solid image. And it's great for hand-eye coordination. Oh, hi, Vanessa. It's so good to see you. And this was a lot of fun for my 4-year-old. He actually did it a year ago, so I guess he was 3 at the time. And he loved being able to look through the stamp and try to perfectly align when he was making a card for his grandma. And he's like, Mom, look it! I made the track go all the way along and then I put the choo-choo on it. He just loved that. And then, of course, if you didn't have a stamp set and say you had our paper pumpkin from last month, you could use even our cloud stencils along with a sponge, right? Cut this one into 4 and you can ink it up with the Versamark and then sponge it onto the paper and that would give a similar kind of look. So woohoo! Lots of options for you. So grab your clouds and grab your birds if you have some. We're going to need Versamark ink and Memento ink. I'm going to start with my Versamark ink and I'm going to take my cloud from My Meadow. Oh, I love the stamp set too. I know, Vanessa. There's lots of beautiful stamps right now and lots that are leaving us. I'm kind of surprised about that. It's always a bittersweet time of year for me as a demonstrator because many of my favorites get retired, which, you know, doesn't make a difference really for you guys as, you know, regular stampers. But for me as a demonstrator, I can't show those because I don't want to tempt you and say, well, turns out, you know, you missed getting this while it was still available. That's like not a very nice teasing thing to do. Can you guys see that there? There's just a little bit of Versamark on there that you can see is going to resist when I put some water over top of it. And this is a pretty grungy little pad there. So I'm going to just take that. I've got my water painter. Going to use a block. I have somewhere here. Oh, okay, if you don't have a block, what can you use? You can use the lid of your Flowers for Every Season gems. So I just need to make a little palette here. I'm going to be doing a bit of a beach scene. So instead of just using Pool Party like I did on these ones, I'm going to use Pool Party on the top, Pacific Point for my ocean, and Sahara Sand. I went very literal, you know, oceans equal Pacific Point, and sand color equals Sahara Sand, and Pool Party for the sky, because Pool Party is just my favorite go-to color, and that's going to be the matchy-matchy color to your cardstock base. So what if you don't have a re-inker, Kelly? Well, no worries, because you can actually make your own palettes by just using a clear block and any of our stamp pads. Maybe I do a Bermuda Bay. I kind of like the Pacific Point. Anyways, if you just, you've got no re-inkers, you can just take your ink pad, put it onto a clear block, and then from there you can scoop up the color, okay? Now I have to move that very far away because booby traps like that always end up inking up my fingers, and that's just a nightmare. And now I've forgotten which is which. Okay, look at this. I've got some Sahara Sand there. I'm going to grab a baby wipe because that helps me to kind of clean off my brush and helps me if I get any ink on my finger. So I got my baby wipe here, and I'm just going to kind of pull that out. That's our Pacific Point. So the only one missing is the one that I wanted to use first. Figures. My Pool Party. Okay, so the Versamark is still stamped onto here with the clouds, so I don't have to worry about, you know, that drying or anything like that, because it's just going to resist. I'm going to squeeze a little bit of water to make the color saturation that I like, and then I'm just going to take my brush tip here and brush some water over top, and I can make it as saturated or as washed out as I want. And you can see here, maybe I should make it a little bit more saturated than I normally would so that you guys can at home can see it. I really like this glossy cardstock for techniques. It's so much fun. We really have a lot of great fun with it. There we go. Now, because this Versamark is going to resist the ink settling onto it, we probably want to take our, whether it be a baby wipe or maybe you've got a Kleenex, and then just dab the top of it, and that's going to take the color off of it. But can you see how that beautiful cloud image is resisted now? And I can really get that beautiful washed look. So now I'm going to transition here and move into my darker, oh, what color did I use there? I did use Pool Party there. Threw myself off. Here we go. Now I've got my Pacific Point. Okay, so Pacific Point, I can add that into the other one because it's darker. You can always go darker, you can't go lighter, right? Now is when we go straight across to create that beautiful horizon. And you can keep adding color and create lots of beautiful saturation if you want. Or again, you can go lighter. Once it's on there too, you can switch it up. When I'm cleaning off my brush in between, I'm squeezing so that it takes some ink out of the bristles onto my little cloth here. And then once my bristles come clean, I'm ready to go to the next color. So I'm just going to take off some of that color just so it doesn't get all over my fingers. That's what often happens, right? Okay. Now I'm going to again clean off my brush. I'm squeezing and I'm kind of brushing it off here. And look at this, I'm wearing black pants. I'm so tempted now. You guys know all my dirty little secrets. How inked up my pants are at the end of each crafting session. I think I saw Michelle say earlier, there's nothing that black yoga pants can't fix. And that is the truth. All right, let's put a little bit more Sahara sand on there. Look at my fingers, you guys. Figures. Inky fingers. That means you've been crafting. So I'm trying not to get too much water into the blue because I know that's just going to move the color around even more. You could dry in between if you wanted, but as soon as you add color, it's going to be like a paint by number sort of situation happening. So make sure you are being careful with your ink. Yes, it makes me want to go to the beach too. Okay. I'd love to see, if you guys post a picture, I'd love to see which cards each of you got, because of course you could have had any of those. If you've got just a sky scene, you might want to do it horizontal like I did those ones there. If you're doing this beach one, you might want to do it vertical like the way that I've done it. But again, these are your creations, so you just make them however you like. Okay, let's get this nasty thing out of here. Okay, and I'll get our reinkers out of here so that I don't make a booby trap again for myself. I've got my strip down the side here on top of my little tag. I've already gone ahead and done this so that I could speed things up. But you guys know you can come back to it, put a little sentiment on there. Here we're going to, is it dry? I think I'm going to do a little quick blast. I'd hate to ruin it after all that work. Ruin it by smudging it. Just use my paint tool a little bit. That's lightening up the color. You can see it was pretty wet there still. I'm worried about just this one little section here where the color is so saturated. This is like a booby trap for getting your fingers all inky. So what do you guys think? They make beautiful cards, and you wouldn't even realize that, you know, it was supposed to be all of those pieces onto one card, right? And you can get double duty out of all of these cards. So then that $18 refill kit that I have put together is an even better value. Then the cards really go down to less than $1 a piece, right? Such a good deal. I just kind of aligned it like that. I've gone ahead and put some dimensionals already on my pieces here, so you guys will have to play catch up a little bit on that. But don't worry, after this I'm going to take you through in the catalogs and show you where all of these supplies come from. So that'll buy you a little bit of time, okay? The last thing I want is for you to panic when you're crafting along with me. Know that this replay exists for you and it will never be taken down. It'll always be there for you whenever you want to reference what we did on this craft night. There we go. So cute. I've got dimensionals on the back of this little tag too. And then I'm going to put on the 3 little gems just like, oh, how did I do this? I kind of like the bottom of those showing. Maybe just one. No, I have to cover them. I don't know. I'm thinking on the fly here. Oh, I put it down here this time. Look at that. Maybe I like that better because there's a little spooch there. Isn't that funny? Whenever you have an accident, you're like, oh, looks like I'm putting my tag in a different spot here. Looks like I'm covering up this little happy accident. I'm changing my layout. There we go. This is better. That's what I was thinking. Oh, you know what I forgot to do? Is my little birds. I can do that now by wedging a little piece of scrap paper in. Even though I've got it on my card, I can stamp. And I'm going to use my Memento Ink, which is a black, but you can see the birds are actually lighter than our full strength black. And I use a technique called stamping off, which if you've got just a Memento Ink, will give you all different colors of gray when you stamp, and then stamp onto your project. Then you get a nice soft gray. You don't get the full strength black. Okay, So always think about that when you're purchasing your ink pads and when you're using your ink pads, that you can get an ombre look, you can get multiple colors out of the same ink pad by stamping off. Again, just showing you some versatility so that you can use your products in many, many different ways. Do you guys use the stamping off technique very often? It's one that comes to me in spurts, I find. But it's so good in a pinch when you just need, you know, a little bit of a lighter pink than whatever you grabbed. And then it's ready for you there. You just have to stamp onto a scrap piece of paper. Oh yes, I know, Brenda, we had this shiny paper years ago. It's not a current Stampin' Up! Product. You can purchase the photo paper anywhere. But I really wanted to show it for this technique because not everyone has the embossing. So I wanted to show something like a heat embossing, but without the heat embossing part. So yeah, we used to have it. We don't have it anymore. I was holding my breath that it was going to be in the new catalog. Unfortunately, it isn't. But you know what? We've got some really fun, different products in the new catalog. Some other new papers that I know we're going to have so much fun with techniques. Okay. Are you guys ready for this? Let me just clean this up a little bit. Put all my pieces to the side. Oh, here's the part that I dropped. Here we go. And I'll leave these here so that you can reference them as you're creating your own cards. I know you guys are probably still crafting. Okay. I'm going to leave that one out. This one is a little bit more intense and I'm scared that the color is going to come off. Here we go. Can you guys see that there? There we go. Okay, so let's take a look at the designer series paper that I used for this project. This one is from our black and white set, which has got all these gorgeous vivid patterns on them. And one side is very geometric and then the other side is floral. We've used the floral on a really fun card. It's actually behind me, but you probably can't see it. Over here? Yeah, over there. But coloring these, it's like a perfect stamped image that's not going to bleed and you can actually use your blends right on them. And of course, our stitch nested label dies. And these ones come in so many different sizes. The big one here is the one that I used on your card. And it does the stitching on the inside and the outside of the cutting edge. So these are the ones that are 20% off right now and they are being discontinued. There's also this fun little strip. This strip doesn't cut anything. It just embosses the line of dots. So you can use that in all kinds of fun different ways. That I find is my favorite set of dies. I find that the shape of them is really modern and it's not too obtrusive, like it's not too in your face. And so it's perfect for pairing along with a lot of different designs. Okay. We've got, starting with the Looking Up All-Inclusive Card Kit. Oh, so many people joining us. Oh, it's so good to see you guys. Thank you so much. And if you're inspired, you can share this with your friends too. So you can just hit the share button and then invite them to watch along with you. So I wanted to show you in our catalog here, we might have some products here that are not retiring. So the dies and the stamps are both continuing forward in the new catalog. However, the bundle for everything is going to be retiring in this. So that means right now until May 3rd, you can bundle and save 10% when you purchase this with the item code. And as of May 4th, when the new catalog comes out, those products might still be available, but you won't be able to bundle and save. Peaceful Moments is not retiring, thank goodness. I would shed a little tear. This one here, though, is another beautiful one that's leaving us, My Meadow. It's got lots of swooshes for you to put together, beautiful scenes. And that's the one that I use with the clouds and the birds on my project that I created with you tonight. Moving Along has those fantastic little clouds and birds, but it also has all these other fun two-step stamping images. And then we get to our techniques and products section. This one here, I used the water painters. These are now in a 3-pack, and they're an even better deal than our 2-pack was. So you get more brush, better quality, and you get more versatility, truly. And I'm sure your old aqua painters have probably got frayed edges, and they probably look like garbage. So it's time for you to get some new ones, right? Versamark and Memento I used too. And then we've got our gems. And those are the little green ones or the clear dots that we glued on. And those are just $7 right now. For 300 of them, they're 20% off right now. And for our tag, I use the timeless label, and it truly is the timeless label. With all of our punches, you can make them as long or as short as you want. And this timeless label is really versatile. And again, not too in your face, 20% off right now, $19.20. And then, of course, our dies, which I mentioned before, are 20% off. They're only $38.40, and they go with our mini boss and our big boss. So you've got lots of versatility on what tool you're using them with. In our mini catalog, we did use one product from in here, and that was this black and white designer series paper. All of the designer series papers in this catalog are not moving forward, so make sure you get them now before they sell out. If you kind of wait a little bit longer, they might run out of inventory even before the end of the catalog period. Okay, you guys ready for the next one? Well, I hope so, because I'm moving along. Now again, if you're panicking at home and you're stressing, you're saying, oh, Kelly, I don't have this one done yet. You can put it to the side, or you can keep working on it if you want, and do every second project with me tonight. You can do that too. That's totally an option. Your next project, where are my cards supplies? Oh, here, I've buried them. Okay, you're going to dig out your next supplies, which look like this. And this is it might be this kind of a pattern, or it might be a little bit of a different pattern, but I'll show you the card that we're making. So right now, Ramadan is underway, and everyone who celebrates this festivities, well, it's not very wonderful, I think, during Ramadan because you're fasting, but I understand, and I'm no professional by any means, but from what I have learned, that you don't eat until the sun goes down during Ramadan, and then after the sun goes down you can eat, and that goes on for about a month until the moon hits a certain phase. Oh, Bilkis, thank you, darling. Mwah! This card here is a celebration of the end of Ramadan, which is going to happen in mid-May. We're not too sure exactly when, but in the spirit of, embracing all different cultures and all different beliefs and broadening our viewpoints from our own personal experience, I wanted to make a card that showcases this so I can celebrate with my dear friends who celebrate Ramadan. So at the end of Ramadan, we want something that says like celebrate or something like that. We've got some typical kind of icons of the celebration that happens after Ramadan, and that's the crescent moon, the stars, and some lanterns. So if you guys have something that says celebrate, you can use white embossing if you have it, or I've got a piece of paper here which you can stamp with black ink on and then cut that out too. So you've got two different options for what your paper is going to look like with that celebrate on there. Oh, Bilkis, I got it right. Oh, I started feeling a little bit nervous. Wanted to make sure that I expressed it well, and I am so open to being corrected. If there's anything that I've mixed up, I really want to learn. So please, please, please tell me, if there's something that's different or than what I said. I respectfully would love to learn everything that I can. So let's fold our cardstock in half. Oh, Bilkis. I just love ya. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit of extra kind of embellishment onto this white oval, and that is just taking So Saffron ink, and you could use any yellow, but I really like the So Saffron ink, and I'm using a little sponge dauber just so I can get a direct application, and I'm just going to ink up my little dauber. And I'm going to add a little bit of a glow behind the lantern. I like starting off exactly where my lantern's going to go. So if I have a little smoosh, it's going to be covered by the lantern. And I'm just going to spread the light out from there. There we go. So not too much, just like a nice subtle glow. And then let's start putting these pieces together. We've got this piece here, which is a really fun die from our stars, and I've actually cut out a full one and then cut it in half for everyone so that they could have a little piece of it. So we've got, I can hear my family just came home and my husband's like, shh, shh, shh. I think I've scared them into being quiet now. We had one night, do you guys remember the night when my family came home from their exciting bike ride and they were really pumped? And my little 1-year-old daughter then decided to press the test button on the carbon monoxide detector. Then the dog went nuts, scared out of her mind, and you know, everyone was yelling upstairs as well, and she was crying. Never a dull moment, but boy, I love them. So I'm going to put my little star up there. I'm going to put in a bigger one up there now. You guys can see that some stars get cut out as well, so I'm going to use those and just kind of tuck them in behind. Now these do have that sticker backing that I put on there. That's our adhesive sheets, and I stick that onto the back side of our our foil paper before I run it through the Big Boss, and so it cuts out the perfect shape along with the paper that's being cut out. So it just turns everything into a sticker. I've got some dimensionals on the moon. There's no adhesive sheets on the moon, so don't try to peel that off. You're going to be peeling for days. There we go. Put that on there. And then now I can take my oval. These oval dies are being discontinued too, and unfortunately they're already gone. So I have an alternative product for you if you didn't snag those before they retired. I can show you a different product that's going to give you the similar kind of look. Okay, so I've got my white oval on there, and I've got my little lantern. This is from a pack. You might be wondering where I got all these things from. It's such a fun set. It's called Summer Nights, and it's a paper pumpkin kit. And the projects that you make in this kit are so fun just on their own, but for me they really spoke to a sunset Ramadan kind of feeling. So this is all about summer nights, but I think it translates really, really well. Now, the cards that we're using here are actual cards that open up, and the ones that are included in this kit here are actually postcards. So there's a little bit of a different design. So these are the 3 designs here that are included in our add-on kit. So there's an add-on kit and a refill kit. We've got an add-on kit that includes cards and envelopes, and the envelopes have the printing inside of them of these cute little fireflies in 3 different colors. So that's an add-on, 24 cards and envelopes for $15. Talk about a good deal, right? And you can make all different kinds of beautiful cards with these. The ones that come in the Summer Nights refill kit look like this. So we've got a little bit of a different design there. And then this one here, again, is different, right? And then there's one more, which has that beautiful orangey kind of color, but you can see it's a different design there too. So it's similar but different. These ones here are perfectly sized for you to turn into cards if you put them onto a card base of any color that you want. White works perfectly too. So don't be turned away by the fact that these are postcards. They're really just like another layer that goes onto the cards. But in this kit, you also get some twine, and you get these cute little epoxy stars. You get fun little bags that you can turn into lanterns or treat bags. You get envelopes as well. And then you get all these printed and gold embossed pieces. Can you see all the glimmer that's on there, or the foil that's on there? I love the shine. You also get these fun little vellum mason jars, which work perfectly with our fireflies. And you get lots in this kit. The design of this kit was that it would come with enough embellishments that you could make a whole bunch of these add-on cards too. So when you purchase one of these kits, the perfect coordinating product is the add-on. They're $15 each too, by the way. So you get either 9 postcards, or put them onto cards, as well as a whole bunch of embellishments. And then it's great to get the add-on, which is going to give you a whole bunch of cards and envelopes. These ones here are embossed and die cut white tags, and you get a whole bunch of sheets of those too. If you want either of those, just let me know. I can ship anywhere in Canada and hook you up with some really cute cards. Did I buy you some time to catch up, or were you oogling and awing? Whatever you want here, you're going to stamp your Celebrate. If you're wondering where my Celebrate came from, it's from Celebrate Sunflowers. And I use this saying here, and then just cut out the Celebrate part. And you can either stamp on in black onto our Coastal Cabana color, which is matchy-matchy for the kit, or you can stamp with Versamark and use your heat embossing with white powder and stamp onto our Blackberry Bliss, which is another coordinating color for the kit. Okay, I'm going to not show you fussy cutting, other than it's easiest when you're cutting around something to move the paper, and then you can get the beautiful cutout shapes without it being kind of ragged, right? If you move the scissors around, you can get some quite ragged edges, as opposed to being able to pivot very well when you move your paper. There's my tip for you. And now I'm going to keep charging ahead. Oh, Michelle, I'm so happy that you like it. And Brenda is saying that she likes the add-on kit and the paper pumpkin. So versatile. You must be due for another one now. Hey, Brenda? Are you almost out of those cards? I'm going to be creating cards with this kit till I die, I think, because I love this kit so, so much. Let's put on some dimensional with some dimensionals. Our adorable little cutout Celebrate. And then I'm going to take you through the catalog and show you where these products came from. Now, do we have a moon punch? Do you guys know how I made this beautiful crescent moon? Even if we had a moon punch, I don't think our moon would look like that. So I'll show you how I made it. I used 2 of our retiring circle punches, which you can use together to create a beautiful crescent. So let's start with the smaller one, which is 2 inches. And I'm going to come in, I've run that through my Big Boss, so I've got a bit of a pattern there. I'm going to come in and pop out that little circle first. Now, if you weren't sure exactly how big this is going to be, you might want to use a larger piece of paper, but I know I've made a few of these, right? Now you're going to come in here with your larger punch and just making sure that you're lining up there. Then you can pop out that beautiful crescent. And you can make it as big or as small as you want, but that pretty darn near was exact, wasn't it? That's like practice right there. Practice makes perfect. So both of those circle punches are leaving us. I can't believe it. So many of our core items are leaving us, and that's because they are core items for a reason. And when people, you know, have purchased them, they don't need another one, and so the sales go down, and then, you know, Stampin' Up! Has to discontinue them for a little bit until then there's a need for them again. So in this next catalog, we don't have any circle punches. I can't believe it. Isn't that crazy? Make sure you get them before they're gone. All right, let's look at this catalog. And I'll put these up here so that you can take a peek. Now this is very, has the icons, the symbols, or images that are typically representative of Ramadan, but it's not exclusive to Ramadan. You can celebrate anything with a lantern and a moon and stars, right? I just loved the versatility of this card, and I love that we can have something that's specific for so many of our friends who are celebrating Ramadan. All right, so Celebrate Sunflowers on page 13. The bundle only on this one is retiring, and that's where I got my Celebrate. And then I also used, what did I use on this page? Oh, sponge daubers to create that little bit of a glow behind the lantern. And I used our foil sheets. I used the gold, and the gold and the copper are going to be continuing forward, but we're not going to be having any more brass, champagne, or silver. There's no discount on the silver, but both the brass and the champagne are 20% off, and I'm going to talk a little bit more about those colors in the next couple of projects. The product that saved our bacon when we were putting these on here was actually these adhesive sheets, which you can put onto the back. So on page 162, I recommend anyone who's doing punching or die cutting to get these adhesive sheets because it turns your paper into stickers. So something that's really intricate like this, instead of having to use a fine tip glue pen or the Tombow, you can actually turn your paper into a sticker itself. All right, and I mentioned our beautiful circles, which are all leaving us. So make sure you get those 2 1/4, 2 inch, and 1 1/2. Even if you have some circles, go and check the sizes that you have so that you don't miss out on these specific sizes before they go, because you might not have these ones in your collection. You might have some, but not these ones, right? We've also got our layering ovals, and those ones I think are already gone. The 75% goes to the Lasting Elegance. So the layering ovals were regular price, and those ones are already sold out. But like I said, there's another option for you. There's the stitched shapes, and that comes with 4 ovals and 4 squares and 4 circles, which all have stitching on them too. So this to me is the best value, and it's the best versatility. I am shocked that this one is retiring, because this is the one that I sell to every person who's starting out with die cutting. So if you don't have it yet, make sure you get it. The other dies that I used are the stitch stars. Those ones are not leaving us, so no urgency on those if you're deciding between different products. All right, next card. We're just cruising right along here. Thanks for stamping with me. If you're crafting along, I'm so glad that you are creating along with me. It's so nice to be able to still share this common passion that we have together. The next one that we're going to be doing is our hydrangeas. So you can just pull out the package that looks like that, and I'll show you what the card ends up looking like. Which one will I show you? I'll leave that one up there. Okay, so with the materials that look like this, I'm getting more crooked here as the night goes on. Here we go. Things are getting crazy. The card that we're making is going to look like this. So we've got our shimmery white cardstock here, and we're going to put some color onto that. It shows up white here, and that's how I've cut it. And we're going to put some color on with our water painters. Then we've got our beautiful stem that's cut out, and it's got a sticky back on it. We've got our pearlescent pastel pearls. We've got a little tag here, which is going to fit a small saying. If you want to go matchy-matchy, I went with the cardstock color of the base, which is Misty Moonlight, one of our in colors that's continuing forward another year. But you could use any color of ink, truly. And then when this opens up, we've got this little tag holding this flap in place. That's going to open up the top, and then we can write our saying on the inside. It's kind of a fun, you know, different take on a card that still fits nicely into an envelope, still uses up our paper nicely with not very much wastage, and gives us a little bit of a fun fold. Now the magic that we have here is just a tiny little bit of an overhang, so basically like 1/4 of an inch, and that allows us to easily untuck it and open it up without destroying the card and bending it all up. And you might have, you know, a different color scheme. This is our retiring Seaside Spray color for this tag, and this is our retiring Rococo Rose color. Both are coordinating with the designer series paper, which is in our May catalog. Okay, so let's get started with making this. I'm going to do the technique that always takes the longest first, and I need my paper again, and I'm going to use my water painter. So water painter, if you're going matchy-matchy with the colors, you might want to choose Rococo Rose if you want your hydrangea to be pink, or if you want it to be purple like mine, then you're going to be using maybe Highland Heather, maybe Gorgeous Grape, maybe a combination of the two. I'm going to bring in my block here again so that I can make my palette, and I'm going to start with the lighter color. So I'm going to remember that my lighter color is there, and my darker color is here. And the ink, the blue ink is all over my fingers. My hands already look like they've been through a bit of a war. It's, you know, gardening season and playing with the kids outside season, so I've got scratches everywhere. I've got a little bit of color still on my brush. That's not an issue. I would be picking up some color here anyways and doing this exact same wash. So I'm going to do a wash with the lighter color. And then once my paper is wet, this is our, what paper is this? Our shimmery white cardstock. So it handles the moisture very well, and I can just come back in and make it look so beautiful with a little bit of extra color. Bring in my zoom box. There we go. Da-da-da. So then you guys can see I'm adding just a little bit of color here to create more depth. And that's going to dry and look something like that. You can also do a bit of a wash over the top. You can play with it and, you know, add more water. So I might squeeze out some more water onto my palette here and add in more water. You can really have fun with this technique. Add lots of layers of color, lots of little splotches, and really get a different look every time, truly. There we go. Okay, I'm happy with that. That's always the problem, is like stepping away from it, stopping working it so it doesn't become overworked, right? Okay, back here to regular zoom mode, and I'm going to let that dry to the side just for a little bit while I put together some of these other pieces. Oh, what colors are we using? I've got Highland Heather and Gorgeous Grape for my purples. Those are the matchy-matchy purples according to this designer series paper. And if you're ever wondering, if you're a member of my club, then I email out to everybody a supply list, and that gives all the coordinating colors. So, you know, if you are the type of person who really likes the matchy-matchiness, in the future, you might want to just grab that or print it off and make sure that you have it handy so that you can quickly and easily grab the exact colors on the fly. But I always try to mention which colors I'm using, but it might be different for what you have in your collection. I'm going to now, oh, where's my sample? Here we go. I'm going to now score my tag, and this is the same tag as we used on the first card, but I'm switching it up a little bit by making a little crease, and so this will kind of fold over the front. So I like to just have a little bit And I always triple check that I'm using the right, not the cutting one, but the scoring one. So now I've got this nice little crease there. We can fold this back. In all honesty, I actually wanted to do all that scoring for you and I totally forgot. So now you get to do a little scoring yourself. If you don't have a paper cutter, you might be panicking or something. You can just get anything that's, you know, a straight edge, and you can use your bone folder and you can score like that. You can use the end of your take your pick tool, not this option, but any of the ball tips will allow you to score. So you've got options, okay? Don't feel like you're stranded just because you don't have a scoring blade. Okay, let's take our designer series papers. Now you got decisions to make. They're really cute. Which ones are you gonna do? I have to be matchy-matchy. It's something that I'm working through with my stamping therapy. I'm using my Stamp and Seal, and whenever I use my Stamp and Seal, I always remember to break the line of adhesive. So if you find that it's getting gummy, just try a different technique, and when you get to the end, just move your, hold on to the paper, but move your adhesive to the side, and that's going to break the adhesive so it doesn't turn into this stringy mess that you guys can see is still attached there. So if you're having trouble with that, just move your adhesive to the side. Stamp and Seal will work perfectly like that, and you won't damage any of the cartridges. I'm going to open up my card to lay out this next part here, because I've got a border, same on the top and the sides, and then I've got a piece here of basic white cardstock, and that's going to go snug, snug, snug right below it. Okay, so you get the same border on all four sides and no border in between. These two are snug together, okay? And that means that it's just going to cover up that white so perfectly. Now, anything that we have that moves, I like to use a stronger adhesive. So a perfect option would be our Stamp and Seal Plus. That is a perfectly acceptable option. We also have our tear and tape, which I'm going to use in combination with one of our other adhesives that's very strong. And I'll show you how I apply this. I'm going to put the tear and tape, ooh, that's a bit much. There we go. I'm going to put the tear and tape on there. And the tear and tape is on the retired list, but it's just being reconfigured. So I don't know exactly what the difference is, but don't have a heart flutter when you see that it's on that retired list. And I'm going to stick 2 glue dots here right in the corners, just for extra holding power. I'll bring this up to show you here. Can you guys see that? We got 2 glue dots. This one's maybe a little bit too far down. I love using the take your pick tool for anything like this with glue dots. I can just roll it up a little bit, so then it doesn't glue my project together in a bad way. So can you guys see that? I just rolled it up a little bit. Then take off your adhesive backing for your tear tape. And we're going to put it just like that, wrapping it around and pressing it nice and firmly together, like that. Okay, I've already stamped this because I needed to be able to move fast, and it's hard for me to stamp with all my gear in the way because I need to look straight down onto my stamp. So forgive me, I've gone ahead and I've used my Itty Bitty Greetings along with my Misty Moonlight ink, and that was a perfect color match for my cardstock base. Okay, Itty Bitty Greetings is a perfect set, and it's retiring. It's got so many different sayings in it, and basically all of them will fit onto this little tag. So it's really fantastic for a lot of our different mini dies. So I've already got that on there. Now, if you are stamping along with me at home, just take a look at how I'm going to put on this one piece, okay? Just look up from what you're doing for 1 second. I'm going to put some dimensionals on, And I'm just going to make sure that I'm going to have a little bit of an overhang, but not too much. Okay, so my dimensionals are going to go in from the side in one spot so that I can use this tag to help hold my card shut. Okay, you guys can see it wants to explode. And then once I've got this on here, then it will just hold itself nicely together. You guys can see there's a little tiny bit of lift, but nothing compared to what it was. And then it's still able to be opened up like that. Okay, there we go. So let's do some other things that will buy you some time to catch up. If you're stamping along with me, then you can twist your twine apart. Oh, you know what? I already have here, didn't I? If you're using your twine, it might be really thick. So maybe I'll show you the thickness in comparison, those two there. So the pink one there is how it comes right off the spool. And you can see my white one is a little bit more fine and dainty. And all I've done is taken the twine and pulled it apart. So instead of the full 4 strands, I'm using just 2 of the strands. And then you get 2 bows out of it too. So with this one, I'm just going to tie a quick little bow. And because it's such a fine strand, I'm actually going to use a glue dot that I roll up to stick this on. That I find helps it to stick the bow on and not stick everything all together. So taking my glue dots, let's make sure I'm not going to stick my project together. I'm going to just roll it up like that. I can elongate it and then peel that off, stick it onto the back. There we go. And we can stick it on. Did I put it on the top? Yeah, I put it on the top. There we go. So that beautiful little dainty bow. And that twine kit that I just showed you is so perfect. It's our snail mail twine combo pack. It's got 2 different colors. So we've used a lot of the white because it's great to dye different colors and then it can match whatever project that you're working on. But there's also that pink color, which you can dye to darker colors if you really wanted to, or it's of course got its own pink color already to go. Let's get both these samples in there. So the next thing we're going to do is take our little green leaf. This I've cut out with the Big Boss, and you can see there's white on the backing there, and that's our adhesive sheets as well. There's going to be little strips because when I put it through the Big Boss, I don't do a full sheet, I do just bits. So it still gives a little bit of texture, and it also helps you to be a little bit more economical with your usage. Oh, look at this. This really changed. I've got my hydrangea there, and it's really evened out the color, hasn't it? I wanted to show you a little bit of a technique here, but let me just heat dry this. There's 2 settings on the heat tool. There's an ink drying setting, and there's a heat embossing setting. And I don't know about you guys, but I'm all or nothing. That first setting never gets used. I always go straight to the second high setting. Okay. So in our catalog, there's a product that is kind of hidden, but is very, very good deal right now. And that is our Stamparatus Foam Pad. It's a thin little foam pad. It's about 1/4 inch thick. It's flexible, and it is made of foam. Typically, we use it for our Stamparatus, but I wanted to show you a great technique because this little baby is super cheap right now, and I think you're going to fall in love with it for doing all kinds of techniques, but mostly this. If you have a bendy table, like a table that will warp when you put weight on it, then you'll definitely want to get this pad for your photopolymer stamps. Our photopolymers are completely clear, so when we mount them onto our blocks and we stamp through, then we don't have anything obstructing our view and we can perfectly align it. when we use our rubber stamps, we've got the foam built in to the stamp itself. So I'll show you that on a block here. So when we stamp, the foam helps to even out the pressure so we get a perfectly stamped image. So again, this has a different advantage than the other. This one is going to have a nice clear image. The other one is going to allow you to perfectly align it. So there's benefits to each. I like each for their own reasons. But if you are having problems with, say, like a solid image stamp like this one, anything, if you're not getting even pressure, you're not going to get a nice clear stamped image. So if you use this mat underneath and you stamp, then this is going to give you a beautiful stamped image, nice and clear and clean. So that's one way of using this mat. Guess how much this mat is, you guys? $2.40. Ah, crazy. Another way that you can use this is to use your take your pick tool with the ball tip end. Can you see that? I've got the large one there. And I'm just going to press on the back of all of these petals, which are cut out. And it's in essence rounding them. Okay, I want to see, do you guys like this technique? I'm going to show you what it looks like in a minute here, because it really does make a difference for making more texture. And if you like this technique, you know where those likes and love buttons are. Take a look at the difference here. Oh, come on, focus, focus. Can you guys see the ones that I've kind of rounded? So look at the difference between those two and see how much more texture it gives, hey? Fun, right? Okay, we're getting some hearts. I love it. I love it. So I'm just going to quickly do all of mine here. It really doesn't take very long, but I love this technique. You could do this with all different kinds of images. It doesn't have to be just little petals, right? Think about anything that has a little bit more texture. You can round the paper with doing a little bit of dry embossing, is what it's called actually. And it just helps to pop everything up, round those petals, and to create even more dimension and more wow factor into your card. I know that many of you love this suite. It's one of my favorites too. I know that there are lots of purple lovers in my club too. And this beautiful suite has got all the right things going on. It's got beautiful colors. It's got beautiful designer series paper. It's got a huge stamp set that's actually got line images and solid images. So you can even do some quick coloring. It's got some great dies. Now, some of my dies are out here. Let's see. These ones here. I like this row of beautiful flowers that you could use to create a border if you want, or you could use those little flowers to put on top of your little hydrangea to add even more texture. And then this little stitched shape here that your saying went onto is also included in this pack. But one of the favorite things maybe from this suite is this fun acetate paper. Now, acetate paper, this is like our mercury glass acetate paper. Can you guys see? You can actually see through it. Isn't that fun? So it comes in the petal pink and gorgeous grape colors, I think, is what they are. No, actually it's not. It's Rococo Rose. Is that true? I think so. And it's got two different patterns. So this is one of the patterns. It's got kind of bigger bubbles, almost looks like pop bubbles or something like that. And then this one here has got more of like an actual mercury glass look to it. So this acetate, I really wanted to use this month, but I had to edit the project down a little bit. So I had to omit the mercury glass, but we're going to play with it again because guess what? It's continuing on in our next catalog. So hooray! One thing from this suite that I also really love, I have to get a white background or something to showcase these a little bit better. These are our Pastel Pearls. This is one of our #1 products out of our mini catalog. So this one is really, really fun. Yeah, purple's your favorite too, Nancy. I love it. Love it, love it, love it. When we did our challenge with our club members, I have a challenge that we do monthly, and it's a card swap that's optional. And when it was our favorite color month, it was so funny. Purple card, purple card, purple card. Everyone had a purple card. They were loving it. So we've got our card mostly finished here. The only other thing that I need to do is, of course, the thing that I'm losing. It's in my clear envelope. There we go. A little pack, or a little set of 3 of those beautiful pastel pearls. I put one up there, and I put one there, one there. So in your pack, you might have received the dark purple pastel pearls, or the light purple, or the pink. I don't think I used any of this like silver color. We're going to save that maybe for another month here, but these beautiful pastel pearls are just gorgeous. Perfect colors. And don't throw away your clear envelopes. These are really fantastic for storing your cards, but you can also mail in them. So you can stick a mailing label on them, or you can even write on the back of the card your address and their address, seal it up, and it goes right through the mail. It protects them in the mail, and it also gives your postal worker a little bit of a show. That's important, right? Okay, let me put away my inks, and I'm going to show you where to get all these things in the catalog. Your next card here is going to be really fast. So don't worry if you're feeling like you're, behind or something like that. Don't worry. Everything's going to be okay. You can watch the replay too. Hydrangea Hill is the suite that we're using. This is in our mini catalog, which is continuing on until June 30th. And in that, we used our dies. I used, did I use some saying from Hydrangea Haven? I don't know. I don't think I did actually. We got the mercury glass, which I mentioned. We didn't use that on the card, but we did use these cute little pastel pearls and our designer series paper, which is just gorgeous. I want to show you this one sheet. Every piece of paper in this pack is more beautiful than the last, but there's one that I really like. This is the one that I like probably the most. It's got like big wash of blue in the middle and then a border along the top and the bottom. So how I plan on using this is to make it onto a card, something like that, and then you get the best of both worlds, right? You get the blue and some of the hydrangeas along the bottom. You could also make it on a horizontal card, and that would be really pretty too, right? So fun. Purples, purples, purples. Okay, what else did we use here? We used from our snail mail. This is from our snail mail suite. We used the snail mail twine combo pack. And, oops. From our main catalog, I wanted to showcase these itty bitty stamp sets. We've got 3 of them. So the one that I used was the Itty Bitty Greetings. That one's got sayings for everything. And that one's a really good stamp set to get to ensure that you've got all the sayings that you need to go along with the beautiful images that you fall in love with. Itty Bitty Christmas is another great one. And that is a Christmas version, of course, of that all occasion one. And then we also have Itty Bitty Birthdays, which is a birthday version. So again, smaller sayings that kind of fit perfectly onto many different cards and lots of designs, and it's perfect for that. We've got our retiring in colors. So Rococo Rose, we used there. Terracotta Tile, which I didn't use on this project. Pretty Peacock, which we're using on our last project today. Seaside Spray, which is on this project here, and Purple Posy as well. We're sold out of many of those, so you just let me know if you're interested in any of those colors, and we'll see what we can do about getting you some, okay? We've got our water painters that we used again. There we go. And then I used my paper trimmer so that it could score and get that nice crisp fold so we can have our fancy fold. Our paper trimmers are just great. This one's really awesome because you can get the cutting blades and you get them 4 at a time and they work great. There's an arm that folds out and everything. It's perfect. I have that one upstairs actually right now. I don't know why I didn't bring it downstairs. I used our old one tonight, which we had problems with getting the blades. So it's kind of an important thing is to be able to get blades for your cutter, right? All right, on this card we used from this page, what did we use? Oh, yes, our shimmery white cardstock. I always miss it because it's kind of an invisible product, but it really does make a difference when you're doing this technique. If you were to do that onto basic white or very vanilla paper, your paper would be destroyed. It would actually start to break up. I use my Take Your Pick tool a lot throughout the night, but I wanted to show you as well that, oh, I'll show it to you in a second here, sorry. I got another thing to show you in the meantime. Those adhesive sheets on the back side of the green. And on our Stamparatus page, this is that mat that I was showing you that will help you to stamp better if you've got a warping table surface. It's 40% off right now, $2.40. And then, of course, we've used for the second time tonight our stitched nested labels, which are 20% off, $38.40. And probably the best money that you'll spend on dies because it gives you so many different sizes of a really versatile shape. Alrighty, ready for the next one. This is an assembly project for this one. So for inks, I grabbed my Rococo Rose, but you could grab any neutral color of ink. And you're going to grab your supplies that look like this. I'm going to put away our Ramadan card. I'll leave this one out. Away that one. And so grab your butterflies and grab a stamp set for sayings. I like strong and beautiful. Mother's Day is next month. Make sure you've got your Mother's Day cards made up. This one has a great saying for Mother's Day. And it also has perfect sayings for all of the women in your life. I like that it's perfect for your friends. You can do it as thank you cards. You are like a diamond, resilient, strong, and beautiful. There's sayings for everyone in here. And I don't know if you're the same as I am, but primarily most of the cards that I give out are to women, actually. And I know that they are going to enjoy it often, a little bit more than men. Cherish it, brighten their day, and it's so nice to reach out, especially during these times, and have that extra connection. Even though, you know, we are apart, we can still connect. So make sure you don't miss your little gems there. Those are pretty small. And although I had this problem for the last 2 times that I made this card, I'm not going to have this problem tonight. So before you put any adhesive onto this, make sure you stamp your saying. Let's just do that first. God made you my mother. Love made you my friend. I hope my mom isn't watching anymore. I might have to come up with a different card for her. She's already peeked and seen this one, right? So I really like stamping the saying down there. Oh, do you guys want to see what we're making? Here, I'm making the card and I'm not even showing you what we're making. Okay, I'll put away my Rococo Rose. I'm just so excited to not make that mistake that I've done last night. And even when I was designing the card initially, it's so funny. Okay, you ready for this? This is, I think, a stunningly simple card. We've got our beautiful foil butterflies, and they might be in the brass foil or they might be in the gold foil. The way that you can tell, both of these ones are actually in brass, and I think most of yours will be in brass, but there's only a subtle difference I find between the two of them. Can you guys tell which is gold, which is brass? The one where you can see my face is brass. This one here is reflective, but it almost has like a little bit of a scratchy surface, whereas this one's quite reflective. Can you guys see the difference there? So that's the difference between the two of those. Want to know what the difference is in price? Brass is 20% off right now. So I like that one better right now because I can get a better deal. The gold is continuing forward. Okay, so this card here, we've got some dimension to it. So we've got some lift happening with our butterfly. I've got a dimensional underneath this white piece, and our designer series paper I have just straight glued to the card. And this card here is a regular card front that's folded in half, but I've gone ahead and snipped off half of an inch on the side here so that we could add this decorative piece of designer series paper. Okay. So then the same thing for this one here. So as it opens up, I like cards, and this one's the same. I like cards that open in a fun way, but that you know exactly where to start writing, because there's nothing worse than going, "Dear so-and-so," and then you close your card and you realize, oh, I shouldn't have written it so high. There it is, you know, ruining the front of my card. So this card here and this card are both designed with that in mind, to tell you exactly where to stop writing so that you don't change, I shouldn't say wreck, I should say change the front of your card. I'm going to move this aside. Strong and beautiful. Strong and beautiful, retiring, can't believe it. Okay, let's start by putting on our strip of designer series paper. Now this, do you guys know what pack this is from? It's called Ornate Garden, and I wanted to showcase it because it is a stinking good deal right now. Oh, you like it? So shiny, so pretty. You guys are like magpies. You're like me. All right, so I'm just kind of gluing this along the edge here with some Stampin' Seal. And now when it closes up, it's going to perfectly align there. Now, you can choose whatever side of the pattern that you like. I kind of like the kaleidoscope of colors that are going to peek through the butterfly's wings to make it look like a real butterfly where they've got all those different colors. And you guys know that one thing that I'm working through with my Stampin' Therapy, I joke about Stampin' Therapy all the time, but I am working through putting things on crooked because I'm normally like a straight and plain kind of a person. And look at me go with my crooked application. Guys, I'm doing so well with my stamping therapy. Thanks for helping me along. You'll notice on the back side of this paper that there's an adhesive sheet. Now that was just for me because I was cutting out all of these butterflies anyways. I wanted to make sure that they were useful in the future, so we might use those in a coming project. The cutout shapes, but we're not going to use this adhesive today because we want to pop this up and create extra drama. So make sure you're putting dimensionals on. Don't use that adhesive backer unless you really want to. That's not going to be the end of the world. But I really like adding this extra bit of dimension. You guys can see I'm using every bit of my dimensionals. I'm working right now on the edges. How are you guys doing? I love seeing all these names coming in here. Hi, Becky. It's good to see you. Oh, I'm extra. Okay, Michelle, I'm seeing all your hashtags here, and that's why we love her. Oh, you guys are so sweet. And Shada's back on. It's so good to see your names coming up here. I feel like we're truly together. It's wonderful. Okay, I'm putting this on crooked. This is your favorite so far, Shada? I love it too. Me too. Now for my butterfly, Erin last night, poor Erin, she's like, I just can't get that adhesive strip off of the butterfly. And I said, oh, you know what, Erin? It's because there isn't one on the back of this foil butterfly. I put it on the back of the paper butterfly that I cut out. But for our foil butterfly, I really wanted to see that butterfly spread its wings and lift right off the card. So we're going to put that on a little bit differently. I'm going to just take a little bit here of my dimensional border sheet and cut a rectangle out of it. And that's going to go with a strip down the middle. I might have to make it a little bit smaller. Let's see. Yeah, it's kind of visible underneath my butterfly. I made it too thick this time. All right, we modified. I got a whole pack of these. I got a whole stack of dimensional sheets on the side. So I'm going to make this a little bit thinner so it's going to hide underneath my butterfly a little bit better. There we go. What a wonderful Tuesday night to spend with you people. And if you're watching the replay, and if you haven't already, please hit hashtag replay, and then we know if you're watching live with us or if you're watching the replay. But please comment along. Aw, Maddie just said, Mama, Mama, she said your name. My son does the same whenever I watch a live. He really wants to press the buttons along along the bottom. You guys can see the little comments probably going across the bottom. And he's like, Mommy, Mommy, can I press it? And he's just jamming the heart and jamming that thumbs up. He's living his best life and loving interacting with the interface. And you know what? It is pretty fun, isn't it? I can't deny. If I really like something, I just jam that button and send those hearts flying. It's so rewarding. Okay, these little adhesives are these epoxy, what are they? Gold glimmer epoxy dots, I think is what they're called. Sometimes the top of them can separate from the bottom. So in my experience, it works really well to kind of bend that clear backing and lift it off. And that way you can be a little bit more careful with it. The perfect amount, in my opinion, of embellishments on a project are 3. I've given you 4 just in case one of them hasn't worked out, but you know what? I keep having luck with mine, so I keep putting 4 on my projects. Lucky me. Should go buy a lottery ticket, right? Oh, Vanessa, I want to gather soon too. Oh, I know. Just don't look at the news right now, and we'll just continue on in our own homes for the next little bit. And you know what? It's going to just keep getting better and better. We just have to put in a little bit more time, right? So there we go. We've got our beautiful brass or gold butterfly that coordinates with our gold embossed paper. Do you guys want to see the rest of that pack? This package right now is, I think it's 60% off or 75% off. And it's such a good deal. It's $8 for 12 sheets here. So we've got 2 of the sheets are actually just white with gold embossing of these flowers. So that's fun because you can actually use your Stampin' Blends, or you can do a quick wash and color over top of it. Anything white, you guys are going to fill in the blank, right? Anything white, we can color to whatever color we want. And then we've also got some beautiful green. So this is Old Olive with gold embossing on there. And Mint Macaron, Drool. I love Mint Macaron. And this has got the embossing on there too. And then of course you've got those fun pattern pieces as well. So this one here has got some bigger flowers. This one's got some smaller flowers. And the back side of the paper has got all these beautiful vivid flower prints. So $8 means it's less than $1 a sheet. It's a really good deal, this paper. So make sure you get that before it's gone. It's retiring on our retiring list, and it's called Ornate Garden. I'll show you where it is in a second. Now, another thing that I really wanted to incorporate on this card, I'm going to show you. I didn't incorporate it. I couldn't figure out how to use it on this exact layout, and I thought, this is so beautiful in its simplicity that it's, you know, you don't want to add too much sometimes. You got to edit it back. But this is our Rococo Rose gathered ribbon, and this is a really good deal too. It's beautiful. So the people were saying last night that my Rococo Rose looked brown. I don't know if you think it looks brown as well, but anyways, it's Rococo Rose, and we've got that beautiful gold weave in it too. So let's get to showing you where those products come from. Nothing in the mini catalog for this one. Okay, we've got our Strong and Beautiful stamp set. That one's retiring. That's what I used for my sayings for all 3 of my cards. And the Ornate Garden is 60% off, $8. And that's that specialty designer series paper that's gold embellished and also beautiful flowers. $8, why not, right? Then on this page here, we can see our foil sheets down at the bottom. Again, the brass and the champagne are both 20% off. The there's no discount on the silver, but that's also being discontinued. And the copper and gold are the only ones that are moving forward. Our embellishments here are the gold glitter enamel dots, and they say that they come in 4 different sizes, but honestly, it looks to me like there's almost 8 different sizes, to be honest. So you either got the two middle sizes or the largest and the smallest size. If you got something that looks like that, it's the largest and the smallest size, just to give you a bit of scale representation. Fun cards, right? Simple but fun with that extra little bit of a wow factor. Oh, hi, Tanis. Good to see your name pop up here. Nice to have you join us. All right, we're going to get on to our last project here. And this one was unanimously voted as the favorite project last night. Now, I want to know, did any of you guys, did you peek at your supplies when you got them? Oh, I wonder. If you did, you would have seen maybe something that looked like this. I don't know. I didn't want to show you. I didn't want to spoil the fun, because as soon as you opened it up, you would have seen this gorgeous embossed foil that we're going to use to create a totally showstopper card. Are you guys ready? Oh, I want to see some hearts. I want to see some likes if you like this project. I hope you do. We've got a beautiful champagne or silver embossed seashells with some vellum, some vanilla, and we've got some big dots here. These are frosted and clear epoxy droplets is what they're called. Oh, Shada, you didn't get yours yet? Oh, I'm seeing some loves coming in here. Yay! I'm sorry, Shada, that it didn't come yet. A card worthy of Ariel. Yes, and this is our pretty peacock, which is maybe a hair too dark for Ariel's tail. Doesn't quite match Ariel, but I really love this card. It does make me want to go to a beach. And on the inside, I've even done a little bit of stamping too. Yay, Nancy, I'm so happy that you like it. That's wonderful. Hey, let me show you how we're going to put this together, okay? So I used a few different products here. I'm going to use my blending brush. As you can see, I didn't wash it off even from last night. I'm going to use my silicone pad. This is great to use as a little palette to pick up. The next tool that I'm going to recommend that you use, this is on our retiring list too, Champagne Mist Shimmer Paint. So I'm just going to put a dot of that on here. Whoa, whoa, whoa. First of all, I'm going to throw it. There's a little agitator ball in there, so make sure you shake it up. Put a little dot on here. And we can use our blending brush, which is soft enough to like rub your face with, but maybe don't do that. Okay, I'm going to just spread it out a little bit by kind of mushing my silicone pad around here. Oh, Kimberly, I'm so happy that you're joining us. We've got two Kimberlys on here. I think you guys have even met each other before too. Hello, both Kimberlys. And we're going to use our cardstock base. This is in our pretty peacock color. Like I said, it's our retiring in color that seems to be maybe a runaway favorite as well. It was kind of unanimous that that was the favorite and one that people are most sad about leaving. But I gotta say the Rococo Rose is really doing it for me too. I'm putting a little bit of shimmer paint on here, and I'm doing it in little splotches. I don't know if you can see that. It's beautiful, it's subtle, it's just giving that hint of sparkle. And I'll show you where you can see that on my card here. Can you guys see that? Just little bits, kind of here and there, just to make it have even more dimension, okay? And this shimmer paint is so useful in so many different ways. You can, of course, use your blending brushes. You can use a paintbrush with it. You can use our water painters. You can use, I'm digging around here. You can use our blender pens. You can also put a droplet into one of our spritzers here and fill it with alcohol, rubbing alcohol. I've used vodka before. I was trying to make my way through a Costco-sized vodka after our wedding. I was putting in my spritzers. maybe not the most cost-effective way, but when you're in a pinch and you don't have any rubbing alcohol, right? This gives a great look too. You can use this. It's going to show up as a little bit wet when it first goes on here. That's going to be the darker color, but when it dries, it's going to have like a little bit of a splotch there of the beautiful shimmer paint. Now, why would you want to use alcohol, like either rubbing alcohol or vodka, whatever you choose? Why would you want to? It's better at not warping your paper. When you put water onto your project, it takes a lot longer to dry, and then you're going to have more warping. If you put alcohol onto your project, it dries really, really quickly, and then you're not going to get so much of the warping of the paper. I've gone ahead and put some dimensionals on the back side of this beautiful cutout and embossed foil. So can you guys figure out if you've got champagne or silver? We have two different colors that are very similar. Both are retiring, but the champagne is 20% off right now. So which one do I like better? Well, right now I really like that the champagne is on sale. But let me show you the difference here. Okay. Can you guys see the difference? Very, very subtle. This one's a little bit more cool. It's our silver. This one's a little bit warmer, but still kind of, you know, both have the same amount of reflectivity. They're quite similar in that way. This one's just a little bit more cool. This one's a little bit warmer. So this is champagne. This is silver. Okay. So I would, you know, if I were you, I would add on, you know, a package of those definitely to your order right now, because they're, to me, essentials. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to show you how to do is to make a little holder for your ribbon so that you don't have to have any adhesive, and you're going to hold that onto your project. Now you might not be able to see it, but with this one here, I've got like a little bit of a rounded notch. I used this story label punch. Hello. And with the other one here, I used a different kind of ribbon. This is our braided linen ribbon, whereas this is our metallic woven ribbon in the Seaside Spray, which is a retiring color. Both of these ribbons are being discontinued, so I wanted to make sure that you got to play with them. This one here is the woven one, and because it's smaller, I can actually use a bit of a different punch, and I've used this punch here. Can you guys see that? It's like a little notch in. So I've got that ribbon, so I'm going to use this punch here, but the same application would be for any punch that you have that can do this kind of a technique, okay? So what I'm going to do is look at the back side of my punch, and I'm going to use the bottom of the punch. And what that means is I'm putting the paper in all the way down and then just in from the side here, and I'm going to nip out the tiniest little bit of paper there. Can you see that? Nip that out, and then I have a little triangle cutout, which is going to be the perfect little groove for me to hold my ribbon in place without any adhesive. I'm going to do that on both sides, and because I put my paper all the way down to the bottom, that's going to be the same dimension on both sides. No math or measuring involved. Hooray! Now I'm going to take my ribbon and wrap it around, tying a little knot and then a bow. Now bows, you know, they may work the first time, but if you're like me, probably won't, and so you finesse them. You tie them and then you massage them out. You pull them and you flatten them and you untwist them, or you twist them up, and you make the ends perfectly even by just snipping them off like that. So don't get hung up if you're not, you know, a great bow tire. I don't think anyone is. You have to just kind of work it. I'm going to switch gears a little bit and I'm going to do some stamping. So I'm going to do a little bit on both of my vanilla pieces, okay? I've got, first of all, one of our punched circles. That one's, I think, a 2-inch punch. And so you might want to grab, I don't know what saying is going to be good for you. I'm really enjoying this Love You to the Beach and Back. And for matchy-matchy's sake, I'm going to be using my Pretty Peacock ink. Oh yes, Michelle, incorporate that everywhere you can. She's saying she's loving that little notch idea. Because this is photopolymer, I'm going to bring out my trusty little foam pad here that is only $2.40. And I'm going to make sure that I get nice even pressure on this beautiful photopolymer stamp. Love You to the Beach and Back. And I could go centered, but again, I'm working on switching things up and making things a little bit different looking. And I'm going to put it to the side, but you do however you want. This friends are like seashells. You collect them along the way is another really fun saying from our beautiful coordinating stamp set. Friends are like seashells. It's shrunk down on the front. Look at how big this stamp set is. Isn't it great? And while we're stamping, I'm going to do a little bit more. Do you guys do this? I have about 35 blocks in my possession, and they're all in the other room right now with stamps on them that need to be cleaned. So I have to double mount them. This is my life. I'm going to take Crumb Cake and also Petal Pink, and I'm going to do some two-step stamping. So I'll show you what I'm using here. I'm using this outlined image, and then I'm using this swoosh that goes along with it. So there's a little swoosh that goes for all of these. Not the big one, I guess, but all of those smaller ones. So when I'm doing this, let's see here. This is the one where it has the sample. I'm going to stamp the outside first in the darker color. I like doing this with the darker color. Oh, where did I put my pad? There it is. I need that again. Okay, so I'm going to bring my pad in here. I'm going to ink it up and do the outline here. And get nice, even pressure. Ta-da! Isn't that fun? Look at this beautiful stamped image. It's just so detailed with its shading. It almost looks like our distinctive. Is it distinctive? No, it doesn't say. Now the second one is a little abstract swoosh, so you kind of have to figure out which way it goes, and it's not going to fit perfectly on there. That's not what it's meant to do, but I'm looking through the stamp and going to align it the best that I can to color it in a little bit. So it looks a little bit darker right now, so you can see it better on camera. But when it dries very nice and subtle. Can you guys see that there? There's a big difference between those two as it dries, hey? But really fun to add that extra little bit of stamping on there. I hope you're falling in love with this stamp set. This one, I think, is so universal. Nature is universal, isn't it? Okay, gotta close up my ink pads, otherwise I'll just put my fingers in them. Very naughty that way. Naughty inky fingers everywhere. Okay, Stamp and Seal, and that's gonna go on the inside of our card. Ta-da! There we go. And then on the outside, I'm going to start layering up my pieces. So I've got my piece of Very Vanilla that I've got my saying stamped onto, and I'm going to put dimensionals on the top and bottom. I'm adhering it to this vellum piece, and vellum is so much fun because it's actually see-through, so you guys can see. The further away it is from your paper, the more it diffuses the color and also the image that's underneath it. So I really like to put dimensionals on both layers. So when I'm putting them together, I like to offset them so it doesn't add too much bulk so that it has to go through the thick mail slot, but that I get that dimension on both of those layers. So can you guys see that? I've got dimensionals kind of offset. Oh, it doesn't want us to focus on that. Here we go. Dimensionals offset. It's still not wanting to focus on it. That's okay. We know what I'm talking about, right? Okay, I'm going to just tuck that little tag in there like this. And now some of the finishing touches. Take a look at the little shell that I've cut out here. When I was cutting these, I did a rectangle piece of this special pearlescent paper. This comes 12 inches by 12 inches, and it's got a sheen to it. I don't know if you guys can see that. Can you guys see that sparkle? And it looks very different than our vanilla in terms of sheen, but in terms of color, it definitely has the same color. So similar to our shimmery white in cardstock in the annual catalog, this has a coating on it. However, the texture of this is similar to a designer series paper, so it's a lot thinner. You can get beautiful impressed images. And oh, Kathy, I need you so badly. Kathy was my assistant extraordinaire who would get my life back together and do all my cleaning up for me. And I sure do miss you, my darling. So I've done this one here with a cutout of that same cut image that you put through the Big Boss. It won't fit through the Mini Boss, but it goes through the Big Boss. And that's what I used to cut out this foil. And then you use that cutout shape and impress it, you sandwich it in between here with this embossing folder, which provides all that texture. So it's raised on one side and indented on the other side, and when you put the pressure on it through the Big Boss, then it comes out looking like this gorgeous foil. So I've done that already. I've cut and then I've embossed onto this paper, but I want to give you some caution, okay? So I want to caution you that because this paper has a coating on it, it's not going to behave similarly to our regular cardstocks, okay? So what we have to do with it is treat it a little bit differently. If we were to stamp, if we had, say, this circle made out of this paper instead of the vanilla, very vanilla that it is, your image for your words would bleed and it wouldn't look very good. So we don't want to stamp onto it with anything that's going to be like an actual saying or anything that's, you know, something detailed. It's not going to turn out well. But what we can use are our Stampin' Blends. So I pulled out the same colors, the Petal Pink and the Crumb Cake, and of course I'm grabbing my color lifter pen too. This is the clear one that's going to help to blend away everything. So maybe I'll show you what I'm talking about, what we're going to do. I'll show you the two that I've colored and the one that I haven't colored here. Can you guys see those? So I've added some extra color onto here and here, whereas this one is just that paper exactly as it comes, okay? So I'm going to just keep these little bits on here for right now because it gives me a handle for using my colors. And I'm going to put on my dark Petal Pink first. And I'm just kind of putting some on there wherever I kind of feel. And then I'm going to go in and add even more color with the dark Crumb Cake. There we go. And so, you know what, I might, just to be careful, I'm going to use the light Crumb Cake just because I can add more color more easily than I can take it away, right? There you go. So if you have any lines that are looking a little bit too dense in some spots, you can use your color lifter, and that almost works like a bleach or an eraser, and it will help to smooth that out. So I'm just using a couple of those ones there. You can put them on as you see fit. Okay, now it comes to the part of trimming this off. So you can get any of these shells apart very easily just by following the shell shape and trimming around the extra pieces of seaweed, or I guess it's not seaweed, it's probably like kelp or something like that is the technical name for it. And you can just trim around. But it's quite forgiving. It might not be perfectly centered, but you know what? I was able to do all this while watching a movie, right? And get them cut out pretty well. It was really easy, I found, to put the piece of paper against the top here and align the pattern. And then once I had it aligned, I was holding it kind of like this, and then I folded the back side up so that it was sandwiched nicely in there. I've got a dimensional on the back side here. I'm just going to tuck it right up here. Love you to the beach and back. Oh, I love you all to the beach and back. I was joking around last night, like I'd take a trip anywhere right now, like just up in an airplane over Edmonton, circle around, go back down. If I could do that, safely, I would definitely do an hour-long trip above Edmonton. Who wants to fly with me? I put these 3 epoxy droplets on there. I don't know if you can see the difference between the 2 different styles. Let's see, I've got a pointer. So here is the frosted one, and here is the clear one. They're really quite stunning. I'll show you the sheets of them, and then maybe you can see it a little bit better. There we go. Michelle, you want to fly? Okay, yeah, let's go on the round trip above Edmonton. It's a very exotic trip that we're taking here. Okay, focus, focus, focus. There we go. Can you guys see? We've got the frosted there, here, and we've got the clear over here. Both of them are stunning, and they come in a pack with a sheet of each of those. And you get the 2 different sizes, the large and the small. These are being discontinued as well. I'm like a broken record tonight. Will we have anything in the new catalog? Yes, we will. I promise we will, but there's some really beautiful stuff that's leaving us before then. Coke and cookies, we can order that up for you. No problem, Michelle. Okay, let's talk about the different products that we've used on this card. Starting off, let's do the mini catalog first. From the Sand and Sea Suite, you can see I've really changed up the color scheme as what they had kind of gone with in the catalog. I had to use that pretty peacock before it went away, and I just thought that this was a beautiful application of it. So in this suite, we've got, of course, that beautiful die, which comes with different shapes there as well, that coordinates with the Friends or like seashells stamp set, and perfectly with the embossing folder too, which gives us that beautiful texture on there. And on this page too, it looks invisible, but number 5 is our pearlescent specialty paper. And this is really fun to play with. This is just one application. If you were to color with Stampin' Blends straight, like a solid swoosh over it, you'd actually see brush marks or lines. So I'm going to, I think next month, show you guys a technique that you can use to kind of switch that up and give a really fun look. And I want to mention too, anything from our mini catalog that's a designer series paper, those are not continuing forward. So if you want any of those, they're subject to selling out before the catalog is finished. Put that on your list for this month. Don't wait, don't delay. Of course, those blending brushes come in a pack of 3. They wash out really well, even though, I'm notoriously bad for not washing mine out right away. You can leave them overnight. I've even left them 2 weeks, and then they rinse out basically clear. I didn't even use any cleaner or anything. You can see there's a hint of green on this one, and there's a hint of purple, but they wash off really well. And like I said, you don't have to do it right away. As soon as you finish using them, it's nice to have the pack of 3 though, so that if one is wet, you can kind of switch it up and use a different one, or they're great for different color families, right? Okay, this sheet here, what am I showing you? Oh, Stampin' Blends. So all along the bottom here, we've got our options for our Stampin' Blends. You can see not every color is offered in a combo pack, but there are many colors to choose from. There are some that are retiring, are in colors. There's a discount, but I think unfortunately those are sold out already. But if you do have your eye on something, just let me know. I'll order it if we can still get it. We've got our shimmer paint. The Frost White is discontinued already, I believe, but the Champagne Mist is still available, and it's 40% off, so only $6.60. And again, that gives us that beautiful shimmery look on the back of that cardstock there. Can you see it right here? And you can spritz it on. You can put it on with our blender pens, which are down here. You can use it with our spritzers, which are somewhere here. Where are their spritzers? Oh, here. So lots of different things that you can do with that. Yeah, you're always amazed at how well the brush is clean. I agree, Michelle. Yeah, I agree. It's nice that you can, you know, you don't have to stress about doing it right away. Okay, again, the foil sheets, 20% off for those champagne ones. Silver ones are also being discontinued, but those ones are regular price. Oh, and I use vellum on this card. I use vellum every single month. If you don't have some, make sure you get some. It's the perfect thing to add on to your project that doesn't introduce a new color and just adds a little bit extra wow factor. Our frosted and clear epoxy droplets are on page 156, right up at the top, number 1. So make sure you get those before they're gone too. And our ribbons, we've got 20% off for that metallic ribbon, the Seaside Spray color. And then we've got this braided linen trim, which is really versatile, and that's 20% off as well. I'm placing an order this week, so I'm placing an order basically every week. So whenever you're watching this, even if it's on the replay, please just reach out. If you want to order anything, you can send it to my house. It'll be it'll be less if it's under $100. Less for shipping because we can share the shipping, or we can ship it directly to your house too. That works for me as well. I'd be happy to help you out. What am I doing on this page? Oh, circle punches. I use the 2 largest ones. Sorry, I had a little brain moment there. And this page, I used the Story Label Punch, 20% off right now, $19.20. And I also used the Classic Label Punch, which is probably my favorite punch. That one's also 20% off right now. A really good deal. So there you have it, you guys. We've got some glitzy, glamorous, colorful, foily projects, and maybe even have, you know, 2 extras for picking up as well. So I'd love to know, what is your favorite? Which one do you like the best? I don't know. Start typing. Type it in. Type, type, type. Which is your favorite? Can you guys see the difference between these two? One is silver and one is champagne. Can you tell? Very subtle. Champagne, silver. I hope you guys are all typing in which ones you like best. There we go. Those are your club cards. And let's see, the card for picking up. There's somewhere. There we go. Ta-da! Hi, Jerry. Thanks for joining in. We're just wrapping up here. You're getting a sneak peek at everything here. Let me go up to my face again here, and I will get to say goodnight to you in person. Or if you're watching the replay, I don't know, maybe it's morning, maybe it's the middle of the night. When do you guys like to craft? Bilkis, which ones do you like? I do like this. Okay, Shada's saying, I do like the seashell one, but the butterfly one is still my favorite. Brenda says, between the seashells and the butterfly, but love them all. And Beth is saying the butterfly. Let's see. Oh, Bilkis, love them both. Love them all, hey? It's a tie with everything. I don't know. If I had to choose, I'm really a pool party girl. So I really like anything pool party, but I think I have to say this one for myself. Because as I was cutting out and embossing those seashells, I was oohing and awing myself. I was like, wow, this is incredible. I just can't even believe it. The butterfly one, you like, Beth? Yes. Oh, you're so sweet, Michelle. Thank you. Outdone yourself. These are all amazing. My favorite is the Ariel shells and the beach one. Aw, sensing a theme. Yes, I need that theme too. I want to get the heck out of here as well. But in the meantime, I'm just escaping via creativity and via my cards. And I'm so glad that you guys were able to join me either live. Thank you guys so much for watching, or on the replay for joining me later, and maybe you even watched this for longer because you kept pausing me and maybe you were like, what the heck did she do there? I don't know. Back it up, back it up, back it up. But this is always available on replay. And I do still, at this point, have a few sets left. I prepped 48 sets of these cards. And this month, including my, I don't know where it is now. It's craziness down here. But including my gift of the 10 cards, I don't have it. It's somewhere here, but including my gift of the 10 cards, I counted that I prepped over 525 cards, which is a new record for me in a month. And boy, oh boy, I think I got my arm workouts in. So thank you guys so much. If you're joining me live or on the replay, honestly, it just means so much that you would spend time with me, and I love your comments. I'm always heartwarmed to read exactly, what you guys are thinking and feeling as it's happening. So great hearing from you. Thanks for joining me. Please share this video with your friends. If you want another set of cards, I've got them available for a limited time. So reach out. It's just $15 for every additional set of cards. Or of course it's $20 for your first set of cards, or you can get them free with a minimum $35 order this month. So thank you guys. Mwah, mwah, mwah. Good night, and I hope to stamp with you soon.